Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a wonderful episode of Sports Nonsense and Whiskey. Thursday, October 20th. Had to mix things up a little bit this week, schedules, whatnot, but figure we give you something worth watching on a Thursday night.
Well, we're trying. After watching this interesting Thursday night football game, I think they've got more points in this game than the last two Thursday nights combined.
Yeah, absolutely. This game is better than we had anticipated, but we thought we would give you some entertainment since Thursday night football hasn't. So we'll see what happens. It'll be a quicker episode tonight. We're going to kind of run through some things and get on and off. We don't want to, interrupt your baseball or your football or your hockey or your basketball viewing pleasure. You got the gamut tonight to pick from, so we'll give you some rundowns and move along.
26th time you've had a Sports Equinox.
Yeah. I sent that to you earlier. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is very cool, interesting stat. And that also, you can also throw soccer in there too. I guess there was some major soccer
MLS playoffs tonight. Yep. So the five, I guess I'd say they're the five biggest American professional sports. Is there one bigger than soccer? MLS would probably be number 5. Yeah.
NASCAR. NASCAR's probably bigger than MLS.
It's probably bigger than basketball and
do we count it as? Do we count it as a sport?
I do. It's a motorsport, so it's a sport. But there's no NASCAR going on tonight, so we'll stick with what we just said.
Let's turn that off. That's going. The game's going to halftime. 28-14, Cardinals. Who saw that coming?
It is not 28-14.
It is too.
It's 14-14, I thought.
Dalton's thrown 2 straight pick sixes.
What the hell? Did my shit? Oh. My feed froze. I didn't even notice. It was
with less than 2 minutes
behind.
With less than 2 minutes, he threw 2 pick sixes.
No kidding. Attaboy, Andy Dalton, doing Andy Dalton things. That's what we like to see.
Andy Dalton things.
That's what we like to see.
There's the Andy Dalton we know and love.
Hot damn. Didn't even notice. I'm sitting here at 14-14. Halftime here soon. No. I missed some things. And now, as you're saying it, it refreshed. It unbuffered, caught itself all the way back up. So now I'm at halftime and I missed them.
So I got home not too long ago from jiu-jitsu. I was in the car listening to the game, saw Arizona score. It's 14-14. I'm like, oh, not much is going to happen. Right. Come in, turn it on the TV, come in here, get everything going. I got the TV on mute, so, it doesn't have any sound.
Sure.
Get everything together. I sit down, and I got it on my phone, and I look, and I see a pick six on my phone. So I'm thinking it's 21-14, and I'm like, oh, great. No. He threw one right before that.
14. Okay. All right. I'm caught up now. Wow. Hot dang. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
And a lot of folks had money on the Saints. The Cardinals have looked really bad.
Didn't we say put money on the Cardinals? Didn't we say they were going to win this game?
I don't know.
I think we did. We're pretty low on the Saints this year, and we've been pretty accurate.
We've been pretty low on the Saints, but the Cardinals have just shown that they're not that good. So
no, but I think we said with DeAndre Hopkins coming back, we would take the Cardinals tonight. I think that's what we said. Maybe not, but I think we'll see.
We'll go with that. We'll say that we took the Cardinals. I'll take the credit. We'll go.
Okay, good. How was your last week, buddy?
The weekend was awesome, man. I got to hang out with some buddies Friday night. Buddy had us over. We drank some whiskey and just he cooked up some great food. Then Saturday, got to hang out with Andy and a couple of my other buddies, Sam. We had steaks at our buddy Gary's place. Nice. It's a total dude thing. Picked up the wife from the airport. Went to went over to Andy's and watched the UFC fights and kind of like hung out for her birthday and just kind of relaxed. And then Sunday, pretty much just a relaxing day.
Watch game with SP, right?
Yeah, went over to my father-in-law's. He was in town, so we did another kind of birthday celebration over there for Hannah. Got to see a lot of her family, and then we watched the Bills-Chiefs game, and then I went over and hung out with SP and watched the Cowboys game, and he cooked up some salmon. Oh man, I had amazing food all weekend.
Sounds like it.
And I wasn't at a restaurant.
Nice. That's the best. That's
we had some sliders on Friday night, steaks on Saturday. Sunday I had a pulled pork that my father-in-law like cooked for like 2 days. Oh. It was man, it was good. And then the salmon that Aaron cooked was, I mean, good Lord, man. That thing was so flavorful.
Nice.
It was awesome. And he made a coffee vodka, and we did some mixed drinks with that. It was a little too strong for his taste, but I thought it was awesome. I was like, man, this is good stuff. So it was a great weekend. I had all last week off, so it's kind of like punctuating that. I had Monday off. Winston wants to say hi. And it's just great. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch any movies or kind of do any of that, but I got to hang out with a lot of good people this weekend, so it was really good.
That's better anyways. That's better time spent. How do we end every show? Treasure those moments.
I did, man. It was awesome. Such a good time.
Good. Yeah. Good. Happy to hear that. Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot. We took a little guy up to Palmer Lake, let him walk around the lake and play in the park, and other than that, I didn't do anything.
That's good.
I don't remember doing anything. Yeah, no, just real chill. My parents are coming in town this week, so this next week, next Tuesday, next Wednesday, somewhere in there, they're coming in, and they wanted to be here for Halloween to see the little guy and help pass out candy and stuff like that. So it'll be good to have the parents in town. I think we're going to go check out the North Pole.
Okay.
On Saturday. I think we're going to go take the little dude up to the North Pole. And Kaylee's already jonesing for Christmas. We haven't done Halloween yet, and she's already excited about Halloween. So I figure I'll get a 2-for-1 that day.
Oh, the wife's super excited for Christmas. That's like her favorite holiday. And trying to talk her dad into doing a little weekend getaway in the mountains. Everybody dresses up in the family with matching pajamas, and we watch Christmas movies with hot chocolate and peppermint schnapps, and do the whole Christmas cookies thing, and just blow it out. Which to me, I'm like, none of that sounds great, but I will enjoy it with the kids because, again, you never know how long you'll have the kids at home.
For sure. So. For sure. Yeah, I got the in-laws coming in for Christmas this year. My family gets Thanksgiving, so my parents will be back up here in a month.
Oh, we do both families for Christmas.
No.
Well, we won't be doing I guess we won't be doing my family this year.
We could. We don't. We don't. You get like if we go down there and we're down there, well, the way we have done it is we're there for a week and we alternate every year. One family gets the week, the other family gets a day. I have now convinced the wife to do a split, half and half. So we'll see how that works when we start traveling down there again, which hopefully won't be for another year or two. Stay up here and make everybody come to us. I like it better that way.
It sounds reasonable, yeah.
Yeah. I got a baby. I got to figure out what to do with the dogs, and just come here. Just come up here.
Come here. We got room for you.
Pool table, big old TV in the basement. You can go hang out down there. TV upstairs. Everything is good. It works.
Yeah, man. No, I feel you. We'll see how things go. I'm excited. I'll be. I said I go to Long Beach in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today.
What are you doing out in Long Beach?
Visiting Hannah's dad. That's where he's working.
You doing just a quick weekend? You doing a week? What are you guys doing?
No, just a weekend. Yeah, we get out. We fly out Thursday. We come back Sunday.
Quick 2-day trip.
And then the following weekend, we're in Nashville. So,
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
The Broncos, who may or may not be a good team at that point. Who knows?
Yeah, Sunny's going to make that real miserable for you, isn't she?
Nah, she roots for the Broncos.
I thought she was a Tennessee fan now.
Nah, the only one rooting for the Titans is Andy because he's a dick.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
He's got his Derrick Henry jersey. He's ready.
Was he going with you?
Yeah, man. We got.
Man. Oh, God.
So there's a whole group of folks going.
Nice.
Probably going to go for more of just hanging out in Nashville and having a good time in the honky tonks than the game. But,
I probably shouldn't even be wearing this hat right now.
Orange is always in my blood, man.
It's unfortunate, isn't it?
It is what it is. I'm not letting I'm not letting my blood pressure rise on it anymore. I can't do it. It's gonna give me a stroke.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Well, there's not a whole lot going on in other sports. I say that tongue in cheek because you got the MLB playoffs going on right now. NBA just kicked off. I got the Yankees game on here while the football game's on at halftime. Yankees down 1 going into the bottom of the 7th. Game 2, Yankees already down a game. Dodgers got smoked. I was wrong about that. Padres got through. That series is tied 1-1 with the Phillies. Phillies beat the Braves. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes out of the LCSs.
I don't really root for the Yankees at all. But I kind of want to see Aaron Judge in the World Series just jacking homers, man.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Just kind of like put that exclamation point on this great season. And I just think that would be awesome. An awesome story.
It would be. It would be. Right now, it's not looking great. They're down 3-2, top 7, 1 out.
Well, the Astros are a good team, man. And unfortunately, the Yankees play, they play long ball. They score in bunches. So,
and their pitching isn't as great as the Astros, which causes some issues too. See what happens. So that's going on. Hockey has started. That's going on. I mean, like we said, Sports Equinox, 26th of its kind. It's a great day. So, a lot going on. We got football right in the middle of the season pretty much. Baseball ending. Basketball, hockey starting. Going to be plenty of conversations to be had. I think the one thing we should discuss before we move into football is the Dan Snyder situation. I think that's worth having another conversation. I know we've talked about it a few times, but I think it's worth talking about again.
I mean, hopefully it sounds like some of the owners are starting to be like, we don't care what blackmail you have against us. It's time for you to go.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to get that feeling for sure. Did you see the letter that he sent out to all the owners that said it's completely false? He has zero information on anybody. He would never blackmail another owner. It's a great fraternity that he loves being a part of.
I didn't see any of that.
Only they understand what he's going through. Yeah, he sent it out league-wide to every owner. Posted that on the page. Thought that was hilarious.
What did him and Jerry Jones get into it about?
I don't know. I never caught the full situation. It had something to do with Goodell and his new contract, from what I understood, but I never had a chance to go back and read about it, figure it all out all the way. So hard to say. And then you got Irsay coming out of the meeting saying, "Get rid of Snyder." And I'm probably drunk and high while I'm telling you all of this. Dump him. Let's go. There's merit. So, if Irsay is willing to come out and say something like that publicly, it's got to be getting closer.
Yeah, we know that most of the owners don't like Schneider to begin with. So, and again, he's just created a toxic environment there in Washington that is just, some of the things he may not have been involved with, but hey, you were still the guy that owned everything.
Exactly.
And, there's got to be some repercussions for that. And guess what? He'll still make out like a bandit because he'll sell it for like $5 to $6 billion.
Yep.
And that's going to have a great return on investment.
Yep. Go retire in the south of France and do nothing. You'll be just fine.
Right? We did not have a lot of basketball on tonight, just looking at this.
No.
Bucks, Sixers, Clippers, Lakers. I guess they didn't want to go against, baseball and the NFL, which is probably smart.
Not this week, they didn't.
Pretty smart. Those scheduling guys. What else? Dan Snyder's got to go. I don't know why it's taken this long, so I don't really know what else to say about it.
No, I think that's all that needs to be discussed right now. Just the fact that it's definitely back in the conversation, and it has not died out just yet.
Sad, my friend. This is my last Yingling.
Oh no!
Gonna have to go back to Texas and get some more.
Cheers, sir.
It's so good. Oh, man. The Cardinals, I just don't get them.
Nope, pretty amazing. All right. Run us into here you go, take care of these dogs real fast. Run us into football, and I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Oh, man. He's leaving me alone to talk about what I want? Oh. Well, obviously, we're starting on week 7. And trying to think of what the storylines were for last week. I know we've got some guys coming back from injury. Looks like Mac Jones is coming back. Tua's coming back. DeAndre Hopkins is playing tonight. He's back. Again, the NFL is better when their stars are playing. So it's good to see some of these guys coming back. Guess just throw out some quick hitters from last week.
Quick hitters. Like we said, this is just we didn't want to go a week without being on, so we wanted to jump in here and have a little bit of a conversation. This is definitely a quicker week than we'll normally run through.
Jets going into Green Bay and just spanking that ass up in Green Bay.
I'm not to the point where I'll say I was wrong about Green Bay. But that was concerning. That game was concerning.
That offense just doesn't have any answers right now.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm
when they get into third down, they're in third and longs. They have no answers. There's not a guy they can rely on consistently to be open for Aaron Rodgers to get the ball to.
I don't know why they're not running the ball more. That would open up the passing game and help those young receivers out a lot, and they're not doing it. The defense hasn't looked nearly as good as I thought it would. That defense should have been top 5 by all accounts, and they're struggling.
I think they could be, but they're on the field a lot because the Packers offense is not keeping them fresh, man.
It's odd for sure. So yeah, if you're a Packer fan, there are warning lights going off right now. We're not at complete and utter epic failure, but warning lights for sure.
If Odell can play, there's 2 scenarios. Odell, hey man, we need you. Or 2, hey Panthers, what can I give you for DJ Moore?
If I'm the Packers, I'd be grabbing DJ Moore in a heartbeat. He's a legit number 1. Playing with Aaron Rodgers, he's known for route running and his deep ball. Like that would be a no-brainer.
I honestly think if they offered a second,
that's what I would do. Yep, yeah. Same page there, buddy. They should be taking a cheers. They should be taking a second for DJ, and they should be taking a first from CMC, whoever is offering it, and run.
But I don't know anybody. The Bills could offer a second or a first because it's going to be at the back end of the first round, and they could use a consistent threat at running back.
There's a lot of teams who should be offering a first for Christian McCaffrey. Let's be honest. If that's the asking price and nobody's done it yet, that's stupid. That's just stupid.
I don't the Jets' offense wasn't great in that game, but their defense and their special teams really helped pull that game out.
Well, and they ran the ball well. I mean, let's be honest, they ran the ball well, so that's going to always make things easier.
So kudos to the Jets. Giants beat the Ravens. I was a little shocked by that one.
Yep.
I was.
Ravens couldn't run the ball. Like, they just couldn't really run the ball, which is, I don't know, that seemed odd. And then Dobbins went out in first half, said his knee tightened up on him, but Kenyon Drake still had a good game. So, not really sure why they couldn't consistently get it done.
They were able to control Lamar. They again, they covered the outside. They forced Lamar to throw it in the middle of the field. And if Mark Andrews wasn't open, he didn't have any answers.
I think not having Bateman is turning out to be a bit of a hindrance for them.
It is, absolutely.
Because
he draws coverage from Andrews.
Yep.
And at least, again, he's open half the time for Lamar to get him the ball. So that was a shocker. Falcons laying the smackdown on the 49ers. And maybe
49ers were missing, 3 or 4 defensive starters?
They're missing a lot, but I just thought they would be the better coach team. And I thought that would have made the difference.
I think we're learning that Arthur Smith is a good coach. I think that's something we're learning right now. If he can keep this going a little bit, I think we're learning Marcus Mariota may still got some football left to play. And you could easily sign him as your franchise QB going forward for the next 6 to 7 years and feel good about it and put weapons around him, is what it's starting to look like. I won't go quite all the way there yet, but it's starting to look that way.
Chris Olave with like a 40-yarder from Taysom Hill. They are within the 5-yard line.
What? Why does mine keep going back? Oh, there we go. Mine keeps going back like 15 minutes. Mine was showing halftime still. I kept refreshing.
I don't know if Taysom Hill is. I think that was just a gadget play versus him actually being the quarterback right now. But
yep, it was. Well, now I just saw those 2 Andy Dalton interceptions. That second one was not on him. That went right through the dude's hands.
Yeah, I mean, Red Rifle's been doing okay. Even in this game, besides that, he's been doing okay. But let's see, what else from last week? Bengals came back to beat the Saints. That might be one of that first moments of the Bengals starting to come to life.
Possibly.
They still struggle, man.
Yes,
they were down 17 to the Saints.
Yeah, they haven't looked great all season.
Let's see. Steelers making Tom Brady cuss out his O-line. That was pretty.
So I didn't think
awesome.
Pittsburgh would win, but it doesn't surprise me that the Bucs lost. I'm not nearly as high on the Bucs as everybody else this season, and I think that game kind of showed.
I mean, if they could have blocked anybody there, they win that game, but they couldn't block. They couldn't block us in that game, man.
No,
it was bad. Pats put the smackdown on the Browns without.
Are the Pats better than we thought they were? I think we had them at like 4 wins, and they've already got like 3.
I mean, I think with Zappy, they are.
Told you about Zappy.
He's quick. He's
told you about Zappy. You told me I was dumb, and you laughed at me when I said he takes Mac Jones' job.
Well, I think they're putting Mac Jones back in Monday.
I think they're going to, but I think
Zappy, he's probably rushing himself back, knowing like, shit, this guy's playing really good. I better get back.
Better than I was. Playing better than I was. Yeah, for sure. I like Ramondre Stevenson. He's looking like a legit 3-down back, at least a workhorse in that. Maybe not the old sense of the word, but the new sense of the word. He is their running back now, and he's playing really good. Thornton, I think is his name, the rookie wide receiver that the Pats have. He had like 2 tuds last week. He looked pretty decent too. So they might be better than we thought, unfortunately.
They might be. Which, again, just comes back to Belichick, right? Coaching matters. It can win you a couple games you shouldn't win, and it can lose you a couple games you shouldn't lose.
So true.
So we had the Sunday night game. Eagles were kind of running away with it, and then the Cowboys were actually able to make it interesting. At one point, it was 20-17. So
I think Dallas, after watching that game, I honestly believe Dallas is the second best team in the NFC. Eagles, Cowboys. That order, especially with Dak coming back.
I might take the Vikings over the Cowboys myself, but
I won't.
If you want to make an argument about it,
I wouldn't be mad at that. I can understand that, but I think I've got Eagles, Cowboys right now. I think that's where I'm at.
That should be fun. And then we had Bills, Chiefs, and that was a game, man.
It ended well. It wasn't necessarily a good game all the way through like that playoff game was. But it definitely ended on a high note for sure.
Oh, man, that started out, 10-10 at halftime?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a struggle at first, and then it started to open up after that. But I noticed, and again, it is no longer are the Chiefs the team that, like, when it's 3rd and 17, you just like, oh, they have a 70% chance of making that.
Yeah, no, not at all.
They don't have that anymore.
Nope.
So if you watch what they're doing, which is really smart because Andy Reid's a good coach, he just stays ahead of schedule.
Yep.
They'll run on first down. They'll do a quick pass on second down, and it's 3rd and 2, right? Real manageable. They're not getting into those 3rd and longs. So
definitely trying to avoid those for sure.
Yeah. Which again,
their offense is still looking pretty solid.
I still think it's a good offense. I've watched almost every Chiefs game, and they're being very methodical, and he's taking the open guys. But when you clamp down and put a little bit of pressure on him, make him feed the ball quickly, mistakes happen. And that can be a little worrisome down the road, especially with Andy Reid. If Andy Reid stops running the football, which happens to be something that he does on a regular basis, of forgetting. I've got, his center, Creed Humphrey, and their right guard, Trey Smith, and even their left guard, Joe Thuney. Those dudes open holes right in the middle. Those three dudes do a great job.
I'm actually really surprised that Ronald Jones isn't getting any run. I would love to know the story there because I thought he would kill in this
healthy
offense.
Scratch, bro. Healthy
scratch. I mean, from a pure runner standpoint, I, from what I've seen on film, think he looks better than the two they're running out there. So there's something there that, you don't sign him and then try to feed him reps, and then all of a sudden he disappears in preseason. Now he's gone. So it's interesting. I'd love to know what happened there, but I really thought he was going to give them a true running back. And, they still don't really have that. They have some hits and misses.
I think Tampa would take him back, man. Him and Fournette put a pretty good 1-2 punch, man.
Yeah. Maybe they can trade him to the Rams. The Rams need a running back.
They do if the Rams could ever get rid of Cam Akers.
That won't happen. Nobody wants that.
That's pretty rough to fall that far, but I can't, they don't open any holes for Cam Akers, so I but
there's a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong there in LA right now.
He's not the Cam Akers is not the put your nose in there like Darrell Henderson is.
No, it doesn't seem to be.
Darrell Henderson will just slam it in there. Akers won't do that.
Yeah.
But Akers needs a little bit of room to run the ball, and they don't have any room. There's nothing there. So kind of feel bad for that guy. Hopefully he gets traded to someplace that actually will kind of use him.
That'd be nice.
This Bills-Chiefs game was fun to watch back and forth, and it was just good to see. Again, I was rooting for the Bills, so it was good to see them come through. Anything else on last week?
No, I think that pretty much sums up yet another week of NFL football where it looks like we have no idea what we're talking about. So, yay!
I learned very often.
Matt Ryan threw for over 350 yards and a couple touchdowns, and what the hell, man? What the hell?
Well, Jags didn't get pressure on him, man, which is crazy because I can't remember a play he didn't have pressure on against Denver. And then the Jags play him, and he's lighting it up.
Really thought the Jags would take that game and kind of start showing that they're legit. And then they throw that game out there, and you're like, well, maybe they're not ready yet.
Yeah, and that's where young teams are going to do that, right? And again, division game. It was, I believe the Jags were up. I think the Colts came back to win that one.
Well, there's no Jonathan Taylor, and Naheem Hines was out, and I just not sure how that happened.
Ooh, beautiful sack by Cam Jordan.
Yep.
I like that. I like Cam Jordan. He's probably a Hall of Famer for me.
He's got to be close if he's not. He's real good.
Like I'm sad that he doesn't have a ring, because man, he deserves one.
Yeah, so he does. Good. Yeah, he does. They would have won that year that they had the Minnesota Miracle. I think they would have won the Super Bowl that year.
Oh yeah. That was what, 18?
I think so, 18 or 19.
Oh, that's 18. When the Rams went and played the Patriots. Yeah. Saints could have beat them. Saints could have beat them for sure.
Yep, I think so.
All right. Week 7. Man, goes so quick. It goes so quick.
It could go faster. My fantasy is a daily reminder that I don't know what I'm doing.
Thankfully, a couple of my dynasty teams are okay. So I'm still like, I can look at my scores and be like, well, I suck over here, but I'm good over here. So then I at least feel better about myself.
Even the leagues that I'm winning in, I'm like bottom half in overall points scored. So I know it's just, fool's gold. Just waiting for the bottom to fall out on that trail, and then everything will make more sense. Pinky, you're on mute, my man. Untoggle.
I'm still getting used to this, guys. Sorry. It was so much easier in the studio.
No doubt.
Let's see. Well, we've got Cards Saints going right now. 28-17 now. I think the Saints are getting the ball back.
Yep, they're about to get the ball back.
Kyler Murray just got sacked again. Let's see here. So we got division game, Colts Titans.
I don't even know what to say about that game. I feel like the Colts should win that game, but don't feel good about it.
Titans are off they were on a bye last week, so they've had time to prepare. Titans are favored. Titans are at home. I don't know if you saw it. Titans are getting a new stadium.
Yeah, I saw that.
They kind of went under the radar about that announcement.
I saw that. Yeah, because they're using taxpayer dollars, so they don't want to have that conversation all over again.
What I've seen from the Colts, I would probably take the Titans.
Gosh, that's tough. But
all right, okay. I'm going to throw you the next one. I'm going to step away for just a sec. Giants, Jaguars.
It gave me a rousing game to discuss. Giants are sitting at 5-1. Nobody saw that coming. Jags are 3-3, I believe. 500 for the Jags. Am I correct there?
Jags are 2-4.
2-4. Okay, game worse than I thought they were. Kind of feel like the Jags should win this one, but again, I don't feel good picking either team.
So Jags are favored by 3. I would take the Giants in 3 points, no problem.
Where's it at?
It's in Jacksonville, but I don't think that matters.
Interesting. No, I'm not saying it necessarily matters, but better weather down there.
Saquon is running the ball well. Daniel Jones is doing just enough. He's not turning it over like he has been in the past. He's been getting decent protection.
He has been.
Except for from Evan Neal. Evan Neal's been struggling, man. He is definitely learning things the hard way. But yeah, Jags are playing well, but Giants are tough to run the ball against, especially now that Leonard Williams is back.
Yeah.
Giants.
Yeah, maybe it is the Giants game, but I just feel like the Jags can be really good or really bad. Maybe this is just a really good week. I will say it looks like Etienne's finally taken over lead back role. Definitely getting more touches than Robinson right now and looking more explosive doing it. So it'll be interesting to see how Etienne plays going forward the rest of the season.
Fingers crossed. I have some shares of Etienne, and it has not been going well so far.
No, it hasn't.
Packers Commanders.
I mean, the Packers should win, especially with Heineke playing. But the Packers have played down to all of their competition this year, it feels like.
Yeah,
so I don't feel good picking the Packers, but I feel like it should be the Packers. Aaron Rodgers has struggled. They can't get a receiver to be consistent from week to week. Alan Lazard's starting to look consistent, but he also doesn't seem like he has that big play capability.
You know who might have their big game of the season this week?
Who?
Sammy Watkins.
Man, I don't know.
He's good for one. He's good for one a year.
I just don't think this is gonna be the one. He hadn't not practiced all week.
I thought he was practicing now.
He was at practice today. I didn't see it say he was like really partaking though. You know what I mean? Like, so we'll see. Possibly though. Possibly.
Seahawks Chargers.
I mean, I feel like the Hawks could win that game. The Chargers are going to win, but I feel like Seahawks could keep it close.
Chargers will have Keenan Allen back.
Yep.
But Seahawks have been scoring points, man.
Yes, they have.
Kenneth Walker's running good. Gino's been hitting Lockett and DK. Chargers defense,
suspect, yeah, for sure. Missing pieces like always, so nothing new there.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just Chargers. That's just Chargers charging.
I feel like Herbert will have a big game, Eckler will have a big game, and I think Mike Williams will have a big game.
I think it comes down to the Seahawks defense can't stop the Chargers.
Agreed.
Let's see. Bears Patriots.
I don't want to say this, but Patriots, and it probably shouldn't be that close.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be bad.
You got Ramadre. Play all your shares of Ramadre this week.
The Bears defense has been pretty good against the run because Roquan Smith is playing out of his mind.
That boy's about to run for $150 and 2 touchdowns this week.
The Patriots will scheme it open, and they're gonna. The Bears just don't have anything for Justin Fields to do anything with, and they're gonna take away whatever he does have, which is not much.
Yep, agreed.
It's gonna be ugly, and that's the Monday night game. America gets to watch that on Monday night. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Browns and Ravens. This one I think is a lot more interesting than people think. Ravens defense is not good right now. They are not playing well. So I kind of like the Brownies in this one.
I mean, I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that at all. They need to get back to consistently running the ball. Last weekend was just a joke. The weekend before that wasn't great.
Stefanski just gets cute.
Yeah.
The run's working, and then he wants to, we're going to do play action and have Brissett throw it 3 times. Oh, we went 3 and out. And, he doesn't stay consistent with it.
He does not like gaining 4 yards of play.
If they can't stop it, don't stop.
Dude, I'd run Chubb and Hunt 80 times a game.
And D'Ernest. All 3 of them would get touches.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep doing it. If they're not going to stop it, just run the ball and win the game.
And Ravens have nobody on their D line that can help against the run. Still got good quick pass rushers, but they are not good against the run right now.
Something to keep an eye on is Lamar has been close to trash in the fourth quarter of games this year. phenomenal the first 3, not good the 4th. So it'll be interesting to see if they can correct some of those issues this game.
Well, and it just seems like the games he doesn't run a lot, they don't do well either. So there's a correlation there.
It'll be interesting to see for sure.
This one should be easy. Bucks, Panthers. Panthers are going to lose. I know that Panthers are going for that number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And they are tied with Detroit right now. Actually, Detroit's technically got them. They've played one less game, though.
I think Detroit will end up winning more games than Carolina in the end.
I think you are right on that, sir. So Bucks will win that one. Falcons, Bengals. This one's real. I wouldn't even touch this game.
I like the Falcons. I do. They've been getting after the quarterbacks of the opposing team, and they control the ball by running it really well. Both things that Cincinnati struggles with.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet this game at all. I would
now
not
watch. T. Higgins has a huge game. Chase goes off. Mixon probably goes big. Cincinnati by 20.
It is in Cincy, and they are 6.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it, though. Like, not in that sense.
I really wouldn't.
I could see Atlanta winning for sure. Like I said, Mariota is saying, sign me. I can be your guy. Put some talent around me. He can play, and he's been playing really well.
If they keep winning some more games, they're 3-3. They keep winning a couple more games. They may not be in that top 10 for a quarterback. So they might have to keep him for another year. But he can run that offense. So keep adding talent. Keep adding talent.
Well, he's only 28, I believe. So you could easily get another 6 years out of him if you put a good team around him. You could be okay.
You're asking for a lot to go your way, though. I don't think he's that good.
I think you'd be surprised.
Do you want to be good or do you want to have a chance at a Super Bowl?
I mean, Mariota's been playing good with not a lot to play good with, and he's been playing good. Not just good for what he has, he's been playing good. So, I feel like there might be something there.
Might be, maybe. Lions, Cowboys.
Cowboys fans should be worried. They should be a little nervous about this game.
So the games that the Cowboys normally don't do well in are games where the other team is physical. And the Lions don't have a lot of talent, but they normally will punch you in the mouth.
On the defensive side, maybe. On the offensive side. This might be the most potent offense that Dallas has faced.
Besides the Eagles.
I mean, even more so than the Eagles, possibly. They were, up until last week, they were averaging 35 points a game, highest scoring offense.
Until they got shut out by the Pats.
I know. And that's Bill Belichick, so, we'll see what happens. But, Detroit has weapons, and if they're all healthy, Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown, drawing a blank on the Hawkinson, a couple other receivers. There's, Jamal Williams running back with Swift back there. This could be a little scarier than Dallas fans want to admit. But on the same hand, Detroit has zero defense. Probably the worst defense in the league. So it's a great game for Dak to come back on. And if they keep running the ball and play action like they did with Cooper Rush, Dallas should win this pretty easily.
I don't know if I like Dallas by 7, which is the line. But oh, that's on you, baby. You should know it's Thursday. Set your roster.
I don't know what day of the week it is.
Set your roster.
Freaking have a player in that's on IR.
Oh, that's a bummer. That sucks for you.
Shut up.
All right, Texans and Raiders.
Raiders
at home playing the Texans. Texans are scrappy, but
the Texans made a huge mistake in allowing Lovie Smith to be the coach when you have a potential quarterback in Davis Mills. Then you bring in Lovie Smith to be your coach. a lot of things wrong with the Houston franchise.
They're scrappy. They've been in most of their games they've played, but they're just not as good.
That offense is not doing as much as they should be doing, in my opinion. Although Dameon Pierce is looking good.
Dameon Pierce is looking good.
I think Raiders, they just keep running the ball like they have been recently. Josh Jacobs has a big game.
Josh Jacobs knows he is running for someone else next season, and he's trying to get paid.
For sure. So. And it sounds like Darren Waller is going to be out, so he won't be playing.
Waller will be out. Devontae and Derek Carr, though, still have a connection. So
does Renfro play this week?
He is, yeah.
Okay. Be nice to see him get going again.
This might be the best game of the weekend because, again, I don't think any of these games are very good.
It's one of those weeks.
Chiefs 49ers.
That should be a good game. Bosa's coming back. Armstead's coming back.
Now they lost Mosley for the season. He's out on IR.
Yeah. That should be a good game. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. I would say Chiefs probably take that away, run away with it at the end of the game, probably. But
it's in San Fran. San Fran is 2.5-point dogs.
Interesting. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
But that's probably when you look at the records and where they sit in the divisions and all that, that's probably your best game of the weekend. Oh, the Monday night game is an interesting one as well, I guess I should say. Steelers-Dolphins. Tua's back.
That should be a big game for the Dolphins. It really should be.
That's the line reflects that. Dolphins and they're 7-point favorites.
Play your Waddle and your Tyreek Hill stock because that should be real big games for both of them. Did Keontae Ingram just score again? Yes, he did.
Is that a pass or a run?
I did not see the beginning of it. I missed that part. My guess would be a run.
I hope it was a run.
I'll tell you what, you put DeAndre Hopkins and this offense looks quite a bit different all of a sudden.
Now they've got 21 points.
They're still moving the ball more than they have, is what I mean. Like, not so much the scoring, but they've been moving the ball.
Look, I can't tell if it was a run or a pass.
He is down. Ball's down at the 1, probably.
Give it to him again.
Yeah, seriously.
Give it to him again.
Interesting. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be one of those weeks. And a couple of those games that we said are going to be hit or miss are going to be like, oh, man, that was a great game. Did you see that? Like the Jags-Giants probably turns into like some great game that everybody watches unexpectedly.
Nobody's watching that.
Just saying, man, it's going to happen. It's just which one of these games becomes that game.
And then the last game of the weekend, at least the ones that we talk about, Jets and Broncos. Bless you.
Excuse me. I have zero faith that the Broncos will win. Zero faith.
Yeah, I can't pick the Broncos to win. The only thing I can say is I think our defense can stop their offense, but their defense can stop our offense. So I have no idea what's going to happen in this game.
Look, I'm gonna talk about this for a while probably because they just keep giving me the opportunity to do it. But draft Justin Fields. This last year, you could have gotten Sauce Gardner. You would have had a bunch of money to play with in free agency, the offensive line. I feel like there's so many things the Broncos could have done better and differently.
But I don't see anything. I don't see anything in Justin Fields' game that says that he could do anything, man. I just don't see it. I don't.
Then you're just not watching the right stuff.
I'm watching him, man. I'm watching him. He misses guys. He skips the ball in. He's late.
Had some bad throws.
Guys have to be wide open. He doesn't throw anybody open.
No. That bomb he threw last week was throwing a guy open.
That was his best throw of the game. That was absolutely a good throw. But the
Just
rest
saying,
of that game, he looked like
if he
garbage.
actually had talent around him, he wouldn't be playing any worse than Russell Wilson is in this offense. Let's put it that way.
We don't have any coaches that could coach him up anyways. So that wouldn't
I'm not
matter.
going to disagree with you. You're right. But still think that would have been the better route, and I've yet to be disproven on that. I mean, the way Sauce Gardner's playing right now, he's just as good as a cornerback as Patrick Surtain.
I would still take Surtain. Sauce has played good, but they haven't played a lot of guys either. Like, he had a great game against Green Bay. Green Bay has no respect.
I'm just saying. Like, acting like, Patrick Surtain was a steal, I think was foolish at best. Patton's on the hot seat for sure.
Well, he's not a steal, but he was a great player at pick 9.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not. Like I said, I think he's proven to be a top 3 cornerback in the league.
If Trey Lance was on the board at 9, the Broncos would have taken Trey Lance. That's who they wanted.
I think Fields is better. I really do. And that, dude, every pundit that I've been listening to over the last 3 weeks that talks about Justin Fields basically says Chicago's trying to kill him. He's good, and Chicago's doing nothing to help him show that or be better. So, you run a mediocre offense, you call mediocre plays, you have mediocre talent, you can't expect your quarterback to do anything.
I just don't see anything from him, man. I just don't.
I have.
Every once in a while he throws a good deep ball. Awesome. But other than that, I just don't see it from him, man. I don't.
I've seen quite a bit from him where I'm like, man, I can't believe they went defense in the draft instead of offense. I can't believe they didn't sign anybody. Like, he's done. Like, there's no way that dude, if this continues this season and next, that he'll re-sign with them. So
I don't think they're going to keep him after this year. They're going to be so bad. They're going to draft one of the guys coming out this year.
That would be another mistake, but whatever. Not my franchise, but my franchise isn't making much better decisions either. So who knows?
Fields is not going to – he's going to be signing with a team to be backup after this year.
Oh, I don't think so. He'll start somewhere. If Mitch got a chance, if Baker got a chance, if Mariota got a chance, Fields will definitely get a chance to start somewhere.
Maybe Seattle.
Detroit.
Nah, I think they're going to ride that Goff train, man.
Shit. Not if Fields is available. I bet you they pick him up in a heartbeat.
Goff's putting up 30 points a game besides that.
Goff's not playing bad. Fields is better. I truly believe that. Truly believe that.
With no data in the NFL to show, all right, man.
Dude, what are you talking? He's done plenty to show that he can play at this level. Look what Goff was before McVay helped him.
Goff
looked worse than Fields looks right now.
Nah, Goff looked bad. I don't know if he's looked that bad. Fields looks bad.
Dude, you do not remember what people were saying about Goff after his one and only year with Fisher?
Oh, he looked bad, bro. Him and Wentz. They both looked bad.
They were talking about him being the biggest bust in NFL #1 pick history. That's how bad he was.
Well, we'll debate this for a long time. Hopefully
we will, and I wish we weren't. I really wish we weren't.
Well, at this point, we're just arguing if Fields is a good quarterback because it doesn't matter what happened. What happened already happened. There's nothing we can do about that. But hopefully he actually does turn things around and become the quarterback you think he is.
I hope he gets a chance. What sucks is you see the Jags go all in for Trevor Lawrence, right? And you're starting to get glimpses of what he could be capable of in year 2. And you have no idea with Fields. You literally have no idea because even the talent that they do have in Mooney and Kmet, it's not like they're scheming plays to get those guys the ball. You know what I mean?
But those guys are just like good players. They're not great players.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Mooney's got great hands.
I think Mooney could be a great 1A, like a Waddle.
No, he's not on that level.
Situation.
He's a 2. He's a really good 2.
I think he could be really good. I really do. But
he's like when Robert Woods was in his prime. He was like a reliable Robert Woods type guy.
I don't hate that. I mean, I could see that.
He's just he's not your Jefferson or Cup or Chase. Or
I'm not
Edmonds.
saying he's like that, but I think he
That's
could
a
be
1.
almost a 1A in a situation with somebody. If you had a Tyreek Hill and a Waddle, he could be on that level.
No, he's a 2, period.
You don't know, man. You don't know talent. You said Christian Kirk was a waste of money, and that dude's been balling out.
Whoa. He has come back. I've got him in fantasy. He has come back to earth, my friend. He's had some turds lately. So don't say that.
The team had turds. He didn't have turds per se. There's a difference.
When you've got less than 10 points, you had a turd. Okay.
I'm not saying it wasn't a bad week for him, but to say it was him and not the team.
But he's had a couple in a row that have been turds.
Right, but the team was bad. The team was bad, not him. It's not like the team won and he played like crap. The team was bad. So that's more coaching and scheme than it is the player per se. You're going to say Sutton was crap because they couldn't scheme to get the ball to him last week?
I don't even know what they're doing with that.
I'm just saying, like, don't say the player's bad when it's obvious the scheme or the coaching that's causing the issue. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's not a 1A, though. Kirk's not on that level. Kirk's good. He's a 2.
Depends on who your 1 is. Depends on who your 1 is. But Kirk's been playing real good. He's been playing a 1 on that team and doing it just fine.
Well, just because you're the 1 on that team doesn't mean you're a true 1. Like, he's a 2. He's having to play the 1 because they didn't have anybody else to do that.
Oh, he's so a 2. Stefon Diggs is a 2?
Stephon Diggs is a 1 on that team.
Oh, but he was a 2 in Minnesota.
Gabriel Davis is a 1A.
He was a 2 in Minnesota, though, right? He was a definite 2 in Minnesota.
He was probably a 1B.
He was a 2.
Thielen was the guy at the time.
Thielen was eating targets like Cooper Kupp back then. It's just about your opportunity, baby. And if you take advantage of your opportunity, Stephon Diggs went to Buffalo and took advantage of the opportunity.
In my mind, it's not about opportunity. It's about those players that can create their own opportunities. Like, they have something that other players don't. Like,
I mean, you wouldn't have said Stefon Diggs had that when he was in Minnesota.
Oh, his deep ability, yeah, he had those moments. They just weren't consistent.
Just backtracking McGee over here.
No, man, they just weren't consistent.
Right, like, he wasn't a 1 in Minnesota.
Adams is a 1. Chase is a 1. Jefferson's a 1. Like, those guys do things that other guys can't. They just do. And I think those guys would still be good in any offense you put them in. There's nothing wrong with being a really good 2. There's not.
I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying that, semantics.
Christian Kirk is not a number 1 wide receiver. He's a number 1 wide receiver on his current team. He's not a true number 1 wide receiver.
I mean, by that definition, then you're talking there's only 5 guys in the league who are true number 1 wide receivers. We could probably go down the list and find 10. Cooper Kupp, Adams, Mike Evans, Jefferson.
AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Jefferson.
DK's not anywhere close to that list.
DK's close to that list.
Not any closer than Christian Kirk or
DK's better than Christian Kirk, man. DK's better than Christian Kirk. Get out of here, bro.
Not necessarily numbers wise. DK's not separating himself like that bunch is.
Tyreek's a 1.
He's just not. Tyreek is. I'd give you Jamar Chase.
Jalen Waddle will be a 1 in time. He's not quite there yet, but he's real.
Boy, that's a big jump for you from last year, huh? You okay saying that out loud now?
I just said Jalen Waddle's not as good as Jamar Chase. I'm still okay with that.
I believe your exact words were he's just a PPR guy and he won't do much more. I believe those were your exact words when I said
that could be, but he's still he looks good with Tua. He's getting better, so I think he'll get into number 1 status soon.
I think just because a guy makes highlight reel plays doesn't mean he's better than somebody else, though. Jamar Chase isn't necessarily better than Waddle. They just go about their job a little bit differently.
So Jamar Chase is that guy physically, speed-wise, hand-wise, ability to catch the ball anywhere, just provides things that not everybody can do.
Right, but he's also
like
not as
Calvin
consistent
Johnson
as
in his
Waddle.
prime just had things he could do that nobody else could do.
Yeah, but Calvin Johnson was a lot more consistent than Jamar Chase.
He absolutely was. Absolutely. But if Chase was consistent, you'd be talking about him on that level because of his talent and his speed, what he can do, and not any Joe Schmo can do those things.
Would you say Justin Jefferson and Chase are the same level? Because Justin Jefferson isn't doing that kind of stuff, but he's arguably the best wide receiver in the game. Run routes and get open, baby. It doesn't have to be spectacular every time.
Well, Jefferson's like him and Kupp are on that level of they're so consistent. Their routes are so good. They make plays after they catch the ball. Like,
that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing. Just bow down to it and agree with me.
But Christian Kirk is not on that level, bro. Like you're trying to say he is. He's not.
I didn't say he was a 1. I said he's a 1A. He could be that.
He's not a 1A. He's a 2.
Yes, he is. Why isn't he?
Because he doesn't do any of that.
What are you talking about? He's an excellent route runner. He's got a great deep ball. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that keeps him out of that conversation other than opportunity and quarterback play.
That's not what I see from him when I watch him play. But okay, my man.
I mean, he's putting up numbers with Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. You're telling me he couldn't do better with Joe Burrow and Cincinnati?
Maybe. But he'd have to fight T. Higgins and Jamar Chase for that.
I'm saying Jamar Chase wouldn't be there. It'd be T. Higgins and him. And let's be honest, T. Higgins is arguably a 1. He might be the best wide receiver on that team. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm saying there's an argument that
I don't hate the argument. I've watched T. Higgins. I don't hate that argument.
T. Higgins is a beast. So
I don't know if it's the routes they have Chase run, which they haven't been having him run very deep any this year. Everything he's been doing has been real short right now. Get the ball out of Burrow's hand. But be nice to see what they could do with an actual O-line. It's amazing that their O-line's worse than it was last year.
No, it feels right. It feels right. Feels right.
Joey B running for his life.
You wanted to address it by paying other dudes money that their own teams didn't want to pay them instead of, doing it through the draft. Probably you're right. It's probably what you deserved.
Probably true.
Oh, goodness. Well, you got any other final thoughts? We'll make it a quick one. Let me look at my fake watch and say I'm good.
I think this Arizona game's about done, man. It's 35-17.
Yeah. Arizona's pretty much got this locked up. Saints aren't going to do much.
Be interesting to see if they're able to. They're not going to score that many with Andy Dalton back there.
No, especially when they're missing all their wide receivers, except for Olave.
Yeah, man. I don't even know. Broncos win.
Mm.
And I'm only saying the Broncos win because they are celebrating the 1997 Super Bowl.
I don't want to say anything because I feel like my Nebraska is spilling over into other teams that I enjoy watching, and I don't want to speak on it.
You already fired your coach though, so there's not really much hope for the rest of the year anyway.
Oh no, we're done with the hope for this year. We're waiting to see what happens in the offseason for sure.
All right.
Any win is just a bonus at this point, but
hey, if CU got their first win, you guys can get a win.
Oh, we've got 3.
But you can get another one.
Yeah, we could get enough to get into a bowl, possibly. CU was voted the worst team in all of college football. That's how bad they are.
And they got a win.
They're trash.
They're really bad. Which means Cal must be really, really bad.
Cal had a bad day, unfortunately. Cal had a bad day.
I know one of my buddies, Gary, he graduated from CU. He watches their games.
Gross.
And I'm just like, bro, why are you still watching this? Like, you're just setting up for disappointment.
Dude, I make very clear that I went to the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. We are the Mountain Lions. I'm not a Buffalo. I am very, very clear on that. University.
When I went there, they didn't really have a lot of sports like they do now.
Yeah. I don't really care about their sports. Just
I went there in 99 and 2000, and they didn't really have a lot of sports back then.
Yeah, they still don't. I mean, they do, but
they're not good. But they at least have them now.
Yeah, yeah, but they're not Buffaloes, so they already are. Already winning there. Well, buddy, as always, it's a pleasure to get to hang out with you. I know this is a little bit quicker than usual, but we'll get back on track next week. Hopefully
the Nuggets and the Avs get back on track. I mean, the Avs lost in overtime, but just giving up too many goals, man.
Long season, new guys, old faces, new positions.
I will say, Mikko Rantanen right now, after 4 games, is on fire.
Dude, he was playing at this level before he got hurt going into the playoffs last year. So
he's got like 5 goals, 3 or 4 assists.
He's big
in
time.
4 games.
He's nasty. Big time. Nico's big time. So I'm not too worried. They'll be in the playoffs when the season's ending, and we'll go from there. But it'll be fun watching that ride with them, and then a healthy Nuggets team to see what they can do this year.
Hopefully they can play a little bit better than they played the other night, man. They got whooped by the Jazz, and the Jazz aren't supposed to be very good.
A lot of people were predicting that to be a close game, so it wasn't very surprising. You got 2 guys coming back in your starting lineup who haven't played in almost 2 years. There's just a lot that goes into it. So they'll get their legs under them. Nikola Jokic came out and said basically he expects about game 20 to 25, somewhere in there, for them to really start finding their rhythm and stride again. So, if they go 500 or just under to start the season, I wouldn't be too concerned about it, Nuggets fans.
Well, hopefully they can get back up to 45 to 55 wins. That's what I'm looking for.
They should. By the end of the season, they should be right there. So, on that note, my man, I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, buddy. UFC fights this weekend. Catch it at 2:00 Saturday.
Yeah, because they're in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi,
yeah. So,
all
right. Well,
prelims start at 8 a.m.
Wonderful. Nothing like waking up and seeing guys getting punched in the face. It's a beautiful thing.
And women.
I meant guys in, the general context, not specific gender.
All right.
But yeah. Cheers, my man. As always, go spend that time with your loved ones, family, friends, anybody you care about. Cherish it. We'll see you next week. We're out.